All right, it is Saturday. My kids are home for 3 days right now. My son's upstairs talking to his friends, so pardon the noise. Hey, I'm Michelle with Michelle Loves Books. Welcome back to my channel. I have the biggest book haul for you ever. Believe it or not, I've only spent $11 this month on books. So let me share with you what I got. The first one is actually a Christmas gift from my husband. He was hoping it would get here by Christmas. He was out of town for work during Christmas, but this book was backlisted, and so it got here a little bit late. So this is technically from December, but it was like the only book I got in December. I about cried when this came in the mail, and it was so funny. They like dropped it off at the door. My son went and answered it and brought it in. He goes, "Oh, there's a box." And I was like, "Okay, just set it on the bed." And then he started opening it, and usually I tell him don't open, but I was just like, I don't care today. So he started opening it and he goes, "Oh, it's a book." And I was like, "Oh, that's weird." He pulled it out and I was like, "What? What is that?" So he calls me because he gets like the notice when it was delivered. So he calls me and he's like, "Hey, can you, something from work came. Can you open that box and just let me know that everything's cool?" And I was like, "Oh, is it the book?" Like, I did already open it. But anyways, it's the 20th anniversary edition of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. These are the house editions, and since I'm Ravenclaw, he got the Ravenclaw edition. I am just so in love. This is truly like so beautiful. There is like so much more inside. All this beautiful artwork inside. Here's like introduction to Ravenclaw. I haven't even read this stuff yet. Then there's like these maps, and then at the back of the book we have more Ravenclaw stuff. Patronus, this artwork of Cho Chang, Corporeal Patronus. I wasn't even planning on getting them, but I'm so pleased to have one. From what I understand, this is actually the UK edition. They only have a few of the books out in each of the houses. I don't know if they're eventually going to have an entire set. Hopefully they do, and I can have an entire Ravenclaw collection of Harry Potter. My paperbacks are really beat up. The next book I have is a book that I received from a giveaway from Goodreads, and that is Contra Women by Afia Atakora. This is an ARC, and the book will come out in March, so I will be reading and reviewing this book next month. I was so excited about this book, and just the cover is so beautiful. So this is supposed to be like a historical fiction fantasy. It's supposed to have midwives, slavery and healing and stuff like that. So I was really excited to get this. So look forward to that in the next coming months. There will be a review on this book. The next two books I have are books that I actually purchased a regular old bookstore. I like make a beeline straight for the discount section. Books A Million. Their books are like under $5. So I picked up the second book of, what is it? The Bone Witch series, The Heart Forager by Rin Chupeco. I do have the first one, so I was really excited to find the second one because I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 5-star series for me. I got this one at Books A Million as well. This is the second book in the Renegade series. The next two books I found at my library's like little sale, and these books were like 50 cents each. They are Box 21, and this is like a Swedish thriller. And I've heard nothing but really good things about this one. I'm not gonna go ahead and give you like a synopsis of every single book because there is just way too much to cover in here. So I might have a few things to say, but I'm not gonna bore you with an entire synopsis. Next up is the library books. I actually have checked out 18 library books so far this month. That includes all my digital downloads. I'm not gonna share every single book that I got at the library. I've already returned a bunch of them. Some of those will be in my July wrap up, and then I have a few that I still have checked out right now. And this is my library bag that I bought at my library. So this one I actually renewed because I'm about halfway through it. The Tattoos of Auschwitz, and this book is so good. I did not realize that this is a true story. That just makes it so much more impactful. So good. I love it. I also checked out Lumberjanes, the third volume. I really like reading these with my son Aaron. We've already actually finished this book. I have to update my Goodreads. Nameless Queen, and I've already started it. So far it's pretty good. I don't know if I will end up finishing it, but I really hope that I do. These next two I really did not even expect to read. They're books that I've been keeping my eye on. I just felt the need that I had to take them home, and that is Keepers of the Lost Cities. I cannot wait to get into the series, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to get to it this month. I don't even know why I checked it out, but I did. As well as Hunted, and I believe this is like a gender bender Robin Hood retelling. Yeah, this is another one I really don't think I'm gonna get to this month, but it is quite a bit shorter. So now for the giant stack. So my library does this like library sale, and they bring in different books from like all over their county. A lot of them are library discard books. They do it like every 3 months. Can fill a grocery bag for $1. So I squeezed as many books in each bag that I possibly could. I managed to get 40 books for $3. So it was my intention to take these books to my buy sell trade store and flip them and get store credit to spend in the store for books that I really wanted. I was going to be picking up books that I thought would definitely sell, so they had to look good. I figured that even at the very bare minimum, if he bought every single book and gave me 50 cents per book, that would still be $20 minus the $3 that I had spent. So $17 profit. I could definitely go get a book that I really want in his store. I'm actually probably going to end up keeping a lot of these books. I did not intend on that because it was kind of a rush. I've only been to this sale twice. Both times there's somebody else who must be doing the same thing that I'm doing, or maybe they have their own little shop that they are buying for, because they literally will have like 20 bags full. I got there like right on time. They'd already had like 10 bags and I was like, what? That's not fair. So they had probably already picked over the best books, which was kind of sad, but I did really well. I was actually surprised how many books I found that I actually want to read. 10 of these books are hardback books. One of them is an illustrated edition. Those alone would probably sell really well. The first one is The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. I actually have the paperback of this book, so I'm actually going to keep this one and put my paperback into the unhaul stack. The next one is Along for a Ride by Sarah Deason. She usually writes like contemporary romance. I might actually keep this one. This one I decided I'm going to keep. This is a memoir of Angelina Houston called Watch Me. And I had no idea that she was married to Jack Nicholson. This one I'm probably going to flip. I'm kind of undetermined. I listened to this on audiobook. I remember I did not like it, so I probably will flip this one. Other one I'm kind of undecided. It's called The President's Club. At first it was a definite flip. This is just not something I'm interested in. However, this one actually does sound really cool. The President's Club is a complicated place. Its members are bound forever by the experience of the Oval Office and yet are eternal rivals for history's favor. Among their secrets, journalists and presidential historians offer a new tool to understand the presidency by exploring the club as a hidden instrument of power that has changed the course of history. I really hope my thing doesn't die. This one I was really surprised and excited to find, and that is The Dinner List. This is actually a Book of the Month book. I don't really watch a whole lot of unboxings, but a few that I've watched, all the Book of the Month books are said to be really good books. I don't know anything about this book. If you know anything about this book, please let me know what you think. I haven't even read the synopsis. So the next one is definitely a flip, and this one is The Duck Commander Family. This is a reality show I'm just not interested. I've never been interested in. I know it's really popular though, so I think that this will be a good seller. This one is a legal lit book, and this is The Legal Limit. The New York Times actually says that he might be even better than John Grisham. This is a genre that I definitely want to break into. That is one of my TBR goals this year. The next one is Atonement. I'm kind of 50-50. I don't know if I will maybe potentially keep this one. I do remember seeing the movie, and the movie was pretty good. I don't know if the book is better. Please let me know if I should read this book or not. The next one, I was really surprised. I thought that this was another celebrity memoir of Nicole Richie, but it's not. This is actually a fiction written by Nicole Richie called Priceless. I had no idea that she was an author. Her bio says Nicole Richie is a best-selling author, philanthropist, designer, actress, mother, and the daughter of music legend Lionel Richie. In addition to writing hot contemporary novels, She has launched a signature jewelry and accessories line. I kind of read the synopsis. What is it about? Next up is the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. I'm probably gonna end up keeping this one as well. This has been a book I've kind of been, maybe I'll read it, maybe I won't. I don't know, it's kind of intimidating. This is an illustrated edition. Let's go ahead and get into the paperbacks now. We have Heart Dance. This is probably going to go straight into the unhaul pile. I don't know anything about it. I guess it's like an adult romance. That is a genre I definitely want to break into. This one didn't actually sound that good. So yes. The next one is A Reliable Wife. Kind of so-so about this one. The next one is The Glasgow Curse. This is like I believe it's a true crime about the underground criminal world in Glasgow or something. The next one is Dreamwalker, and I believe this is another like adult romance. I'm not really sure. The unhaul pile. This one sounds really good. It's supposed to be really like funny satire. It says it's a funny, weird, insightful, a zombie comedy with brains, refreshingly original. We have another John Grisham book to add to my collection, Deep and Dark and Dangerous, and I believe the main character is about 13 years old. It's a little book. I might end up keeping this in case I just need a little short book to read. This is called Wild Thing, and this is actually a short story collection. I believe it's adult fantasy romance, so I'm probably gonna end up giving this one a try. We'll see how that goes. The next one is Water for Elephants. This one, I actually owned a copy of this a long time ago, and then the next one is The Memory Keeper's Daughter. This one I'm kind of on the fence about, but I'll probably keep it. Graceling, I believe this is the first in the series. However, it says a companion to Fire and Bitter Blue. I feel like I've heard people on BookTube talking about this book. This is like I guess like a high fantasy, so you know me, I'm all about fantasy. I'll probably keep this and give it a try. I actually already have a copy of The Lion Game, so this is gonna go into the unhaul pile. Don't know if you can tell, but all of these books are like brand spanking new, on top of being crazy cheap. Story of Time by Edward Bloor. This is supposed to be a humorous book, and it says it's dark comedy that skewers the national craze for standardized testing. Highly original, adventurous, readers with the taste for the offbeat and the satirical will appreciate this mordant lampoon. A no-holds-barred, deeply subversive tale about modern education, part spine-tingler, breezy gothic, and it's an audaciously eclectic mix. I'll be keeping this one. Then we've got The Click. Then we've got The King's Fifth. This is another young adult. It's a Newbery Honor Award book. I've been looking for more fantasy, like high fantasy that's more for adults. Picked this up and I was hoping that it was the first in a series, but it is not. It is like the 6th book, and it's a little too beat up. I actually might just be using book pages for some art projects. Then we've got another John Grisham, The Pelican Brief. Then we've got this Demon in My View. It doesn't even have a synopsis on this. If it's about demons and things, it sounds like something I might like. Then we've got The Face on the Milk Carton. This one I actually picked up when I was a kid, and I never actually finished this. Some other thrifted haul, I picked up a book that's actually the sequel to this. I didn't know, so I've just been holding on to it. So then I might actually read these books. Lover Avenge by J.R. Ward. This is part of the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. I actually do have the first in the series. This one, it's like the 7th book in the series, but that's okay. I feel like this might be a series I could get into. Sorcery by Terry Pratchett. I believe she's an author from the UK. She writes a lot of satires, I believe. This is Dark Fever by Karen Marie Moaning. I believe it is the first in the series. These are the last books. I'm putting them together because no need to talk about them individually. But I found all of these Hardy Boys books. Yes, they are pretty used and beat up. I mean, there's a couple in here that look pretty good. These older editions are just so charming. I don't know what it is. It's like nostalgic or something. I don't know much about collecting book editions. Some of these older childhood books I know can be collectibles. They could be worth nothing. They could be worth more than I'm expecting. I don't know. Also, this is not a complete set. There's like 126, 67, 81, 102. It's not like a set, so they're probably worth nothing. I was hoping my kids would get into the Hardy Boys, but they just have no interest at all. And they have all these newer Hardy Boys stories, like graphic novels. Anyways, so we'll see what comes of this. And finally, I've only been trying to film this video all freaking day. That wraps up this giant 2020 beginning of the decade with a huge book haul. That wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.